From the very first second of the trailer, you can feel it. The atmosphere is heavier, the land is bigger, the silence is louder. Texas does not look welcoming. It looks challenging. The wide shots of the ranch show beauty, yes, but also isolation. This is not Montana, this is a different battlefield. And Beth and Rip know it. You can see it in their eyes. There is no celebration of a fresh start. There is no relief after surviving everything they went through before. Instead, there is tension. There is caution. There is that familiar storm slowly building behind Beth's calm face and Rip's controlled anger. The trailer makes one thing very clear. This move to Texas is not an escape. It is the beginning of a brand new war. What makes this trailer so powerful is how it balances silence and threat. There are moments where nothing is said, yet everything feels dangerous. A simple handshake feels like a challenge. A polite smile feels like a hidden insult. The people of Texas are not impressed by the Dutton name. And that alone changes everything. In Montana, the Dutton legacy carried weight. It brought fear. It demanded respect. But here, they are outsiders. And outsiders must prove themselves. The trailer subtly shows that Beth understands this immediately. She is observant. She is calculating. She is not underestimating anyone. And that is what makes the tension even stronger. Because when Beth Dutton is quiet, it usually means she is preparing something devastating. Rip, on the other hand, feels different in this trailer. Strong as always, yes. Loyal as always. But there is something more controlled about him. More measured. He is not reacting with pure rage. He is watching, studying, protecting what is his without making unnecessary noise. And yet, we all know that if someone crosses the line, Rip will not hesitate. The trailer gives us small hints of violence. Not full action sequences, not loud explosions, just glimpses. A confrontation in the dark. A tense standoff. A look that says this will not end peacefully. And honestly, those small hints are more powerful than showing everything. Because suspense is always stronger than chaos. Another thing that stands out is how the ranch itself feels alive. This 7,000-acre land does not look like a simple property. It feels like a prize, a trophy, something everyone wants a piece of. The camera lingers on the cattle, the fences, the open fields, almost as if reminding us what is truly at stake. This is not just about pride. It is about survival. And when survival becomes the main goal, morality often disappears. The trailer strongly suggests that competition in Texas is brutal. There are other ranchers, other powerful figures, and they are not interested in welcoming Beth and Rip with open arms. They are watching, waiting, maybe even planning. One of the most exciting parts of the trailer is the introduction of new energy, new faces, new threats. We see glimpses of characters who clearly hold power in this region. Confident stances, controlled voices, people who are used to being in charge. And when two dominant forces meet, conflict is inevitable, especially when one of those forces is Beth. The trailer hints at a possible rivalry that could become deeply personal, not just business, not just land disputes, something more psychological, something more strategic. And if there is one thing we know, it is that Beth does not fight fair when someone challenges her territory. But what truly makes this trailer so good is the emotional undercurrent running beneath all the tension. This is not just about war. It is about identity. Beth and Rip left behind everything they knew, the ghosts of Montana, the memories, the trauma, and now they must build something new in a place that does not trust them. That emotional weight is visible, in quiet glances, in tired expressions, in the way Rip stands slightly closer to Beth, as if silently promising that no matter what happens, he will stand between her and the storm. Their relationship feels stronger, but also more tested. Because starting over is never easy. And starting over in enemy territory, that is even harder. The trailer also subtly reminds us of Carter. Even though the focus is on Beth and Rip, there are brief emotional beats that suggest his journey will be deeply connected to this new chapter. Texas will shape him. The challenges here will mold him. And if chaos truly erupts, Carter might be forced to grow up faster than expected. That possibility alone adds another layer of suspense. Because protecting land is one thing, protecting family is another. And when those two collide, Difficult choices must be made. By the time the trailer ends, you are left with a simple but powerful feeling. This story is going to explode. Not immediately, not carelessly, but slowly, strategically. Like a match being dragged across dry grass. The fire is coming, the enemies are circling, and Beth and Rip are standing in the middle of it, ready to defend what is theirs. Texas may be bigger, it may be harsher, it may be unfamiliar, but if the trailer proves anything, it is this. The Dutton spirit did not stay in Montana, it came to Texas, and it is ready for battle. Now, let's talk about what truly makes this trailer unforgettable. It is not just the tension, it is not just the land, it is the new power players that Texas brings into the game. And if you thought Beth and Rip were the only predators in this universe, the trailer quickly proves otherwise. Because in Texas, dominance is earned, not inherited. And the people who already control this territory are not stepping aside for anyone. The most striking presence in the trailer is Beulah Jackson. Even without saying much, her energy fills the screen. Portrayed by the legendary Annette Bening, Bula does not look like someone who reacts emotionally. She looks patient, strategic, dangerous, in a quiet way. The trailer presents her as a woman who built her empire with intelligence and precision, and the moment she and Beth share the screen, you can feel it. Two powerful women, two sharp minds, two leaders who are used to winning. At first glance, there is respect between them, maybe even curiosity. But beneath that surface politeness there is competition, because when two alphas recognize each other, peace rarely lasts. What excites me the most is how the trailer hints that Beulah will not be a simple villain. She is not loud, she is not chaotic, she is controlled, and that makes her more threatening. Unlike the enemies we saw in Yellowstone, Beulah feels like someone who plays the long game. She does not rush into war, she studies her opponent. She learns their weaknesses. And if she truly sees Beth as a rival, then this will not be a physical fight at first. It will be psychological, strategic, a battle of intelligence, and honestly, that kind of rivalry is even more thrilling. The trailer also introduces another intense presence, Rob Will, portrayed by Jay Courtney. The moment he appears, there is an undeniable strength in his stance. He carries himself like someone who has nothing to fear. His gaze is steady, his movements are confident. And if he is truly aligned with Beulah, then Beth and Rip are facing not just one threat, but a powerful duo. Rob feels like the kind of man who handles problems directly. No speeches, no warnings, just action. And when a man like that stands across from Rip, you can almost sense the inevitable clash. Two strong foremen, two men shaped by loyalty and violence. If they ever confront each other directly, it will not be a small disagreement, it will be explosive. But the trailer does something very clever. It does not give away who will strike first. Instead, it plants seeds. A tense dinner, a firm handshake that lasts 1 second too long, a subtle comment about land boundaries. These moments may seem small, but in a world like this, small tensions grow into full wars. And that is what makes the suspense so powerful. You are constantly asking yourself, who is planning what? Who will betray whom? Who will miscalculate? Another fascinating character teased in the trailer is Everett McKinney, portrayed by Ed Harris. His presence feels different from the others. Calmer, wiser, almost like a bridge between chaos and reason. He does not look like someone hungry for power. Instead, he feels like a man who understands the land deeply, someone who respects it. The trailer hints that he might become an unexpected ally, or perhaps a neutral figure caught between two storms. And sometimes, those neutral figures end up playing the most important roles, because when war begins, everyone must eventually choose a side. What I truly love about this trailer is how it makes Texas feel like its own character. This is not just a new location, it is a new rulebook. The ranchers here are proud, independent, unimpressed by reputation, and that creates a fresh dynamic we have never seen before. In Montana, the Dutton name was heavy. In Texas, it feels like a question mark. People are watching Beth and Rip carefully, testing them, waiting for a mistake. And that pressure builds suspense in every interaction shown in the trailer. There is also a subtle theme of adaptation running through everything. Beth is sharp, but Texas politics might require a different kind of manipulation. Rip is strong, but unfamiliar territory always brings hidden dangers. Even the ranch work itself looks harsher. The storms seem stronger. The fields feel more exposed. It is as if the land itself is challenging them, asking, "Do you truly belong here?" And that question might become the emotional core of the series. Because this is not just about protecting property, it is about proving identity. Beth and Rip are survivors. They endured betrayals, violence, and loss. But surviving in Montana does not guarantee victory in Texas. The trailer makes that very clear. Every smile could hide a threat. Every alliance could be temporary. And every decision could spark a chain reaction that no one can control. By the end of this section of the trailer, one thing becomes certain. The war will not be simple. It will not be loud from the beginning. It will grow slowly, quietly, strategically. And when it finally erupts, it will shake this entire new world. Texas is not welcoming the Duttons with open arms. It is challenging them. And from what we see in this trailer, Beth and Rip are ready to accept that challenge, no matter the cost. But the trailer is not only about power and rivalry, it is also about transformation. And this is where things become even more interesting. Because while the outside world prepares to test Beth and Rip, the real battle might be happening inside their own circle. The trailer quietly hints that this new beginning in Texas will change everyone, not just their enemies, not just the land, but the Dutton family itself. One of the most emotional parts of the trailer revolves around Carter. Even though his screen time in the trailer is limited, his presence feels meaningful. You can sense that Texas will shape him in a completely different way. In Yellowstone, Carter was learning what it meant to belong. He was learning discipline, loyalty, strength. But here, the environment is harsher. The threats feel closer, and the expectations seem heavier. Rip is no longer just a ranch hand following orders. He is building something of his own. And that means Carter is no longer just a boy learning to survive. He is potentially the future of this ranch. The trailer shows small but powerful moments between Rip and Carter. No dramatic speeches, no emotional breakdowns, just quiet mentorship. Rip watching him work, Carter trying to prove himself, and in those subtle exchanges, you can feel the pressure building. Because if conflict explodes in Texas, Carter will not be protected from it forever. At some point, he will have to decide who he wants to become: a peaceful rancher or a fighter willing to do whatever it takes to defend what is his. That internal conflict could become one of the most powerful storylines of the series. Beth's emotional journey also feels deeper in this trailer. She looks strong, as always, confident, sharp, unapologetic. But there are moments where you see something else: a brief pause, a thoughtful glance at the land, almost as if she is asking herself whether this fight is worth it again. Montana took so much from her: pain, trauma, loss. Texas represents a chance to build something without those ghosts. But the trailer suggests that peace will not come easily. And when Beth realizes that another war is forming, we might see a new side of her. Not weaker, never weaker, but more strategic, more protective of what she has left. There is also a noticeable shift in how Rip carries himself. In the past, he was often reacting to threats against John Dutton and the Yellowstone Ranch. Now, this is his responsibility, his land, his cattle, his people. That change adds a new layer of weight to his character. The trailer subtly shows that he understands the consequences of failure more than ever. If something goes wrong here, there is no powerful patriarch to step in. This is his fight. And that realization makes every look, every decision, feel heavier. Another intriguing element in the trailer is the introduction of Zachariah, portrayed by Mark Menchaca. His character, a newly released jailbird trying to rebuild his life, adds a completely different kind of tension. Because redemption stories in this universe are never simple, Zachariah seems determined, focused, but his past will always follow him. And in a place like Texas, where power struggles are constant, someone with a criminal history could easily be manipulated. The trailer hints that he may seek guidance from Rip, but will that loyalty remain strong if outside forces pressure him? Or could desperation push him toward dangerous decisions? This is what makes the trailer so powerful. It is not just teasing action, it is teasing moral dilemmas, hard choices, personal sacrifices. We see small flashes of confrontation, yes, but we also see hesitation, doubt, internal conflict. And those emotional layers are what elevate the story beyond a simple ranch rivalry. There is also a noticeable theme of trust running through this preview. Who can Beth and Rip trust in this new territory? One of the most thrilling elements in this part of the trailer is how it shows the land itself becoming part of the conflict. Cattle moving under tense supervision, fences that seem more symbolic than physical, open fields that feel like battlegrounds waiting to be claimed. There is a strong sense that sabotage could happen at any moment. A stolen